Hello there everyone, welcome back to another video about a children's trading card game. Been a little while, the old exams are finally done, and I was really hoping to just have a shit ton of unboxings and deck profiles and match videos and everything ready to record. My product's still not here. It's been in customs for 3 weeks. I genuinely don't know what to do. I was really relying on actually having cards to make content, which I think was, a fairly reasonable assumption. So, I'll do my best, but I'm just letting you guys know now. Maybe a little slow. You might not be getting daily uploads for a little while. Just FYI, keeping you in the loop there. Today, the goal is I'm going to be discussing the lore from Gate Ruler's first set. Now, I will say this was written, this script, the lore details was written a little while ago, so we didn't have all the localizations at the time, so a couple of these might be a little different. But I'm pretty sure it's mostly correct. And as I say, all of this is for set 1. So this is the timeline and the lore for the different factions as of the first set. I will make another video when set 2 drops in English at the end of July, updating this to set 2, and I will do these for every set, because I think the lore is actually pretty interesting. So, that being said, let's get started. Hopefully you won't be staring at my face for the entire time. I'll put some, I don't know, B-roll on there, which will just be, maybe it'll be something. Okay, so let's get started with Volnar. So, some basic facts about Volnar is that all of the life forms on Volnar have magical power. Volnar is this different plane of existence, essentially, like a parallel world. And all the dragons who follow Rex, Vasterus Rex, who is a sort of dragon lord within Volnar, who has his own territory. They're aiming to take his position, so it's a highly contested organization, comprised of those Black Knights and Evil Dragons. There are 88 Evil Dragons under his command, and 55 Black Knights linked to those Evil Dragons, so clearly some are linked to more than just the one there. The Black Knights traded their human souls to gain a cursed immortal body, so all of these knights were originally human, and of course, human insofar as Volnar's humans are human. They are, of course, magical isekai kind of deal. There's some little tidbits in Volnar about how it used to have a powerful civilization, and the remnants of these are called Forbidden Spirit Engines, and they are heavily foreshadowed to be relevant to the main plot of Gate Ruler, so take that as it will. Volnar's greatest military force is known as the Huescalot Empire, and the arrival of the X-Vaders unified Volnar. So previously it was very divided, lots of little factions, little domains, but the X-Vaders, following their attack, which is of course confirmed to have occurred in Volnar, unified under a couple banners. Gods are real in Volnar, and Rex is targeting the Earth for something. It is not clear what. Now, relatively closely related to Volnar, thanks to Midas, is Atlas. And Atlas is a coalition of survivors from previous X-Vader attacks on other worlds who are gathered in the Ark, teaming up with the Western countries. So this Ark is a collection of survivors from the worlds X-Vaders destroyed looking for revenge. So these include like Alice, the Zoo Brigade, and things like that. Then there is also Midas, who owns Guns and Gold, and Midas supplies arms to Atlas, so that's his relation there. And his goal is to foster war to sell weapons, because man just wants his money. And he is working on a dress, what it's called, for Rex, of course, code name for something. Mech suit? Question mark? Could be cool. Speaking of mech suits, Victor is a machine that was created using the combined strength of the West. And he's pretty good in set 1, in fairness. Onto your margin front, so some little facts. It's composed of allied yokai, demons, and Asian humans. The big boy weapons, you're talking the Dragonoid dreadnoughts, they draw power from belief. So a very sort of, anime-esque, if you believe it, it's true, and that will be relevant in set 2. I'll let you know that now. There are hundreds of machines in Yo Majin Front that have been made with Volnar's tech, and there are 2 major families within the Yo Majin Front, which are the Onigaki and the Kinomiya families. Then there is Wonderverse. So Wonderverse is this sort of alternate thing. So the X-Vaders, Atlas, Yo Majin Front, and Volnar are all kind of very much interweaved, and then Wonderverse is just doing its own thing. So Ed is an archaeologist pursuing the galaxy heritage, and the Crimenauts are his nemesis. The Galaxy Heritage are remnants of an ancient super civilization that chose to fight the X-Vaders. So there is obviously some relation, but by and large, Wonderverse is kind of doing its own thing. Adriano Adric awakened to his Gate Ruler power on Earth and was sucked into a card, ending up in Wonderverse. Apparently, this is very common, according to the flavor text. There is also Space Arthur, who roams Wonderverse, and he randomly appears, and he just saves people who are in trouble. And through various events, Adriano, Ed, Crystal, the journalist, and Recruiter, who is a Crimenauts recruiter, who makes sure not to tell Ed that, end up forming this ragtag group, moving about the cosmos, as it were. The Holy Grail is what Ed is hunting for, and it holds some sort of secret. Back to the Crimenauts. They break the law and solve everything with violence, but they do good things. So, they spread less addictive drugs to a planet dominated by drug organizations to wipe them out. Or, they'll invade and take over a dictator's planet. So, they're not doing good things, but they're doing things that are less bad than what's already happening. So they're that kind of organization. There are 6 divisions within the Crimenauts, and we've, at the moment, in Set 1, only met one of them, which is the Horror Corps. And it said they looked scary, which is very unfortunate because they're really nice people. And the Crimenauts are described as a bad organization that is great for its members. Apparently there are lots of health benefits. And then on to the X-Vaders. So there are various worlds that have tried to communicate with the X-Vaders but have failed. Anyone who tried to make contact with them within Volnar and the Ark have gone mad. And worlds that the X-Vaders attacked have lost world life and positive energy. Basically, X-Vaders attack and just wiped out. There's no one knows what they want, no one knows why they're doing it. So, that is some backstory. Let's now go to the timeline of events. And this is going to be the main thing that's built upon. There are lots of things happening within this timeline, but some of the stuff is sort of backstory for that. So, timeline, 2025. Gate Ruler randomly appears online. It's developed by 7 anonymous authors, and we're told one of them is a Middle Eastern royal family member. Companies start developing games, and there's a funny little tidbit that if a company prints a Gate Ruler card that's too broken, then they're punished by being limited on the amount of the subsequent set that they're allowed to produce, and hard limited on the amount of power group they're allowed to introduce. Which is kind of funny. So basically, if you power creep too hard, you get punished and you lose sales. And there are these people called hallucinators that see other worlds and draw art, and they're the ones who draw the art for the Gate Ruler cards. In 2026, Gate Ruler is released worldwide. It becomes a big hit. We can only hope. The first person with the Gate Ruler ability is found, and Gate Rulers are people who can make the existence on the card a reality. In 2027, several countries discover the existence of conductors who can connect worlds. The Japanese government is contacted in secret by an individual from another world warning of the X-Vader threat. In 2028, the Japanese government expands its military spending significantly in preparation. This is done on the down low. No one else really knows besides the Japanese government. In 2029, yokai start to appear across Japan. Kinomiya Koga is appointed as a special officer due to being a Gate Ruler, but that is also still on the down low. 2030, the main story starts kicking up into things happening, essentially. The Destiny Sword arrives. Destiny Sword is the giant sword in the middle of Yoyogi Park. It's fixed in place in Yoyogi Park by Volnar's magicians, yokai, and Gate Rulers. Shortly after this, a huge dimensional fault appears, and you see invading swordsmen appearing, including a huge red dragon. This is called the First Dimensional Defense Battle. It's a specific card. Replacement occurs in many parts of Eurasia. Replacement is when a load of people just disappear and a load of excavators just appear. And that starts happening all over Eurasia. The Ark appears around this time, Atlas is formed, and an alliance between the Japanese military and yokai is formally created. At this point, blackouts in Tokyo start from midnight. So quite a lot happens during 2030. In 2031, we see Aramisaki's first test, and it's powered by a Volnar spirit engine. In 2032, we see the second dimensional defense battle. At this point, there are 4 dragon weapons online. These are Aramisaki, Honoi Kazuchi, Narui Kazuchi, and Fushi Kazuchi. At this point, we've only seen 3 of those, and one of them is in set 2, so presumably Fushi Kazuchi will be in set 3. The robot army includes Masurao, Gashadokuro, and Volnar's dragons and robots from Wonderverse also make an appearance during this battle. So at this point, Wonderverse do get involved. In 2033, despite constant apocalyptic events, the Gate Ruler Pro League is established. In 2034, the Daijinki project is still incomplete. That's teased. That's something that we'll see more of in set 2. In 2035, the evil god invasion occurs, and that is explicitly set 2. Now, around this time as well, there is some sort of operation in Normandy happening to recapture the sacred land. And during the preparation for this mission, a huge shadow is seen approaching the base in Cyprus, and this is again something we'll see more of in set 2. We also know that the X-Vader attack caused a 1,000-kilometer diameter dome to appear in Europe in a territory controlled by the X-Vaders, and what goes on inside this territory is unclear. 1,000 kilometers is pretty fucking big. In Europe, the X-Vaders attacked people by replacing people from the edges of a city with invading troops. And the final little bit of lore we know is Yamajin front troops planned to visit the imperial capital of Volnar, but they were transported into Rex's territory. They need to escape, but everything that wasn't magic-based stopped working. In particular, there's one guy called Yamada who cannot use magic, but he is unaffected by magic, and he's known as a displacer, and he will be a major character going forward, it seems, as will Shiori. So that's what we know. That's the lore. Hope you guys found it interesting. Enjoy it. It's a lot of setup for when the story is going to sort of kick into overdrive, I believe, in set 2 and 3, and certainly 4 from what we've the little bits we've seen. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please like the video, subscribe to the channel for more Gate Ruler content, and I will see you guys soon for the next one. Cheers.